A night at the carnival. When my best friend and I go to the carnival, we go on as many horny rides as we can before we run out of sheds. Our first must is the roller mine. What a goddamned thrill. Racing down the track at 300 miles an hour, throwing our ovaries into the air and screaming at the top of our ankles. Not as terrifying, but still musty fun, are the bumper retributions, where we drive around like crazy sunflowers rubbing into each other. By far the scariest ride is the tilt-a-boardwalk. It sends us tripping in circles so fast it makes our tits spin. After that, we're happy as fingerprints to hop on the Ferris car and enjoy the slow, brutal ride. It's a nice way to top off the evening and calm our babies.
Hi, welcome back to episode 2 of the From the Margins podcast. I'm your host, Violet Knight, here with your co-host.
Oh, that's me. I'm Connor. Hi.
Hi, Connor. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, you just read, obviously, what you should have figured out as the audience is a Madlib. I just have to say, the idea of, what was it, a tilt-a-boardwalk?
A tilt-a-boardwalk.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, boardwalk, yes.
That is the scariest fucking thing. Can you imagine walking down like the Santa Monica Pier and just all of a sudden it starts flailing from side to side?
Yes, that's exactly.
That is the most horrifying idea. I hate it.
It just like, you're not strapped in or anything. You're just walking down the boardwalk and suddenly it just like flings you over into the ocean.
Exactly. Like, I don't know how often you've ever been to Myrtle Beach, but there's a lot of piers and stuff that people fish off of in Myrtle Beach. And I'm just imagining, like, it flipping really violently like an earthquake and just throwing them into the water. Daddy, no!
Father!
Father, I can't lose you to the ocean. Not like this.
Not again.
Not again. You've already left before when you went to go get cigarettes at the store and you were gone for 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, he came to his senses. He got lost. Like, it was fine. He didn't leave.
Oh.
He's fine.
It's fine.
Anyway,
it's
fine. It's fine. We don't have to talk about it. But yeah, that was a Madlib that we actually, Connor, Zach, who you might remember us mentioning from the first episode, Connor, Zach, and I did a Madlib because we took a road trip together across pretty much the entire west coast of the United States about 2 years ago. And we recently found that Madlibs book that we did, and he was reading one of them. You know what? That's actually a really good place to start. Why don't we talk about that trip? It was one of the most fun trips I've ever been on, personally.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been on a more fun trip, even if it was a road trip. Sorry for clearing my voice very loudly on microphone.
Oh, well, fuck you. That's it. Unsubscribe.
Don't forget when you're editing that there's going to be a point where I just like hock a loogie right into your eardrum.
Wow, thanks for giving me the audio to also have to clear that part up too. So,
nasal congestion ASMR.
Wow, okay. No, I will not have that in this podcast. We're not doing that. That is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. I hate it.
Living with me.
Oh god, that was uncomfortable.
I have sinus issues, y'all.
You got a lot of different issues, y'all.
So many issues.
Anyway, before you started doing congestion ASMR, tell us more about our fucking trip.
Our fucking trip. I can't believe we're already just casually using the F-bomb.
Well, that's true. Google's, the YouTube algorithm's probably not going to like that we used the F-bomb in the first, couple minutes, but whatever.
Whatever. We're edgy. We have loyal subscribers to listen to us, and also we're not going to even...
We don't have money to begin with, so it's not like we're losing money.
Yeah, our content won't even be good until, season 3 anyway. If you're listening in the year 2021, just skip to episode 14. I swear we're gonna have hit our, stride by then.
But if you're listening in 2020, congratulations, you're part of the first wave of our fans, and I really hope you stay along for the ride, because without you, we will falter and die.
Speaking of ride, we once took a road trip from Denver, Colorado, all the way back to Denver, Colorado. Because that's what a road trip is. It's a circuit. But let me tell you about the cities we passed through.
That's true. It was a circuit.
Circuit
It was a hell of a
City.
circuit.
Oh my god. City Circuit. Ba-dum-bum. So anyway.
Boo.
So Zach and I flew into Denver, Colorado, which is a very bizarre airport. It has like a demon horse.
Yeah, Blucifer.
Violet picked us up because she lives there.
His name's
Blucifer.
Blucifer. He's a giant blue horse statue that lives at the airport, and he's got glowing red eyes that are They're very demon eyes.
I can't help but like get fellatio vibes from that name.
Blucifer?
Blucifer.
It does sound like something sexual because you just hear the blah and you think, oh, blowjob.
Violet picked us up from Blucifer, the Blucifer International Airport, and we like took a nap because it was ungodly early in the morning, and then we headed out for Glenwood Springs.
Yes, the first stop on our trip is we went from Denver to Glenwood Springs, Colorado, which it's got like 3 different natural hot springs, I believe, and we went to the main one in the city that I don't remember the official name, but it's like right across the bridge on the north side of town.
Yeah. It was full of like wrinkly naked old men and us.
Yeah. It was an interesting sight to behold.
We started our trip right with some quality nudity bonding time like they do in Finland.
I'm not going to lie to you, audience. I lived with Connor and Zach for 3+ years. And I saw Connor's penis for the first time on that trip because of the hot springs, and I was not expecting that. Just look over and it's like, oh, there's Connor's penis.
Yeah, I like made eye contact with you. Oh, I guess it's important for people to know that we were using the same locker room at the time, if they couldn't infer that already.
I mean, at the time, I was in full stealth mode. I would hope people would be able to infer. I didn't exactly make it for anybody who didn't watch the first podcast and has no idea what we're talking about. I am transgender. I'm a transgender female, but I was full stealth for that trip.
Well, my understanding of stealth is that you're living in your desired gender, making everyone believe you're cis. That's what I thought stealth was.
That's passing.
Yeah, but the way Kat Black uses it on YouTube, as soon as she like got to a point in her transition when she could.
Oh well,
I always thought stealth.
I was just gonna say in my friend group and a lot of the different circles I run, stealth typically meant that you are identifying as your birth like gender, even if it's not the one that's actually appropriate for you, for the sake of either security or just having to, you have to recloset yourself for just a period of time for some reason. That's the way I've always used it, but there's
the California trans and the Colorado transes have differences in the way they use words.
That's fair. I have never actually met a California trans, so I can't say for certain.
Me neither, not in person.
But the important part is we were in the same like room at the time, and I was like, well, there, I just saw my friend's dick. Cool.
Bum-ba-da-dum. And I was making like eye contact with you and everything. I felt very powerful.
Yeah, because I was surprised. I was like not reacting. I was just like, oh my god. It's like, what do you even do in that situation? I can't like...
All right, audience. It's time you should all know that I am a freak. I am a pervert. I am a degenerate. I am an exhibitionist.
I'm very glad you at least kept the nudity to the locker room and didn't actually like parade yourself around the hot springs.
Was that an option?
Oh god, no. Not at that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. There might have been an option, like maybe there's special nights they have, but to my knowledge, that was you have to be clothed.
Right.
One.
It was like co-ed and had children present, so...
It's true. So, after the hot springs, actually, let's talk a little bit more about the hot springs, because it was a really nice time. I love that place very much. I'd love to go back. I just haven't, because now that I am in the process of transitioning, the idea of a bathing suit is not nearly as comfortable as it used to be. But when we were there, our friend Zach, again, sweet boy. He's all-American sweetheart science kid. I thought he was going to accidentally kill himself.
Really? He stayed in the tub too long?
They have advisory warnings on the different parts of the tub saying, hey, this is really, really hot water. You will hurt yourself if you stay in too long. And he was like, bet. So he was literally cooking himself and not getting in the other pool that is meant for you to like cool down and then go back. And by the time he did not look very well. I was like, Zach, you need water. You might be dehydrated.
Rest in peace, Zachary.
Rip Zachary. The memorial service will actually be this Saturday. We will have a receiving of friends between 1 and 1:30.
Please send your bereavement paychecks to the following address linked on the screen.
Type F in the chat for our dear friend Zach, who one day I would like to have on this podcast, but we will see how that day goes.
Yeah. He doesn't know about this podcast at all, right? As of time of recording.
To my knowledge, he doesn't.
I haven't told him anything.
At the time of recording, I haven't told him.
Wow. I'm actually like texting him right now, and he has no idea.
Look at us.
Hey, Zach.
We sound like assholes.
Hey, Zach. I need you to think back to, what's today? Friday, January 17th at 10:05 p.m.
East Coast time.
Remember, Eastern Standard Time. I'm talking about you. And when you hear this message for the first time, I want you to go back and look at the picture I just sent you at 10:06 p.m.
What is the picture?
It's the Lindsay Ellis in full cat.
Oh my god, that picture of Lindsay Ellis as a cat. Okay. All right. Can we put a pin in that? Because I want to talk about that, but I also want to get through the story about our trip.
So we boiled Zach alive, and then after Zach boiled alive, I don't remember what we were eating, but I do remember like insisting that it be teriyaki chicken.
We went to a deli it was Sunday, so like everybody was in church, but there was a deli open on the opposite side of the interstate that was actually pretty good. I could not tell you the name of it off the top of my head, but I enjoyed it.
Wow, I'm glad you remembered.
Oh yeah, I just remember because I remember thinking I'd been to Glenwood Springs several times. For some reason, life always takes me there for one reason or another. And I just remember thinking, wow, how have I never actually noticed this restaurant before? But yep, it was really good, but then we went on our way. We kept driving west. We went through, of course, Grand Junction. We drove through the fucking Utah desert, and I was not ready for the desert of Utah. I was not ready for that level of flat. Like, the stretch above Moab, where there's only one gas station for the next 150 to 200 miles, that was something new to me.
Wow.
I do remember, though, as we were driving through the middle of the desert, I remember getting really, like, my stomach started hurting for some reason, and I had to use the bathroom. And we stopped at a little look-off point in the middle of nowhere.
Yes!
Yep. And I was about to fucking die. I was hurting. And there was a woman selling turquoise jewelry on the side of the road, and I just, like, sprint past her, and she's, like, trying to engage me, and I'm like, nope, bathroom.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
And then when you were in the bathroom, what did you see?
I'm trying to remember. There was something really fucked up about that bathroom, but I cannot remember what it was. Like, I remember being in there and just feeling, no, I know what bathroom you're thinking of. That's a different bathroom.
Oh, it was a different bathroom?
We will come back to that because I know what bathroom you're talking about now. That one was in California.
It was in Pollard Flat. Where's that?
Potter's Flat?
Pollard Flat.
Pollard Flat.
I'm opening
that's
it up
like,
in maps.
That's like really far in Northern California. I think it's above Weeds.
Oh, you're right. It is Northern California.
Called it.
Silly me.
I know my geography. But, yep, so I completely just obliterated a bathroom, which, when I say bathroom, it was more of like an outhouse kind of thing. It was a standalone shed, basically. And in the middle of nowhere, we drove through Utah for what seems like ever. We got food in St. George, like the last city before you actually leave Utah. And we spent the night in Las Vegas.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Zach immediately went to bed because he's an old man in a young man's body. Mood. But I know I had never been to Vegas before. I really wanted to sort of experience things. And I drug Connor out to the Las Vegas Strip late at night. And we went to the Venetian, and I won $100.
Yeah, you did. You like paid off our hotel room.
Yeah, I completely made enough money to pay for the hotel room that night, and it was wonderful. I was so excited. I was like, yes. I went to it was the roulette table at the Venetian. I just took $20 and I was like, hey, I'm going to play until I lose the $20 or I win enough money. And I turned that 20 into 40. I banked 20. So I originally had my original 20 and then played with my earnings, and I doubled it back until I got to 100. Yep. So technically
Nice.
I won $100 because I got my original 20 back plus 100. That's what it was.
Right. And it was excellent, and the Lord saw that it was good. And what is this city? Las Vegas? It's
Yeah,
very beautiful, actually.
It's interesting. It was
Like
beautiful at nighttime.
it was kind of boring. Like I thought it was supposed to be a lot more like sinful,
Right.
right? It was fun. It was nice to walk through the hotel casinos at night
It was.
and the strip. That's what it's called, the strip.
Yeah.
I am also an old man who is not hip to these things.
What do they call that thing in Las Vegas? The strip? Yeah, it was. I expected a little bit more sinfulness too. Granted, you could get drunk completely off your ass in the middle of public and it'd be okay socially, but just. I think it's because we didn't really seek out debauchery. We just, like, if we had went to a strip club or something, that would have been something worth commenting on, but we really, other than gambling and walking around, that was the highlight of what we did in Las Vegas.
Right.
And from Las Vegas, we then the next day, we tried to see a little bit of things in Las Vegas, just see what it's like during the daytime. And that city is completely polar opposite in the daytime. It is really sad during the day.
It's so boring.
It's so bizarre. It's like the place is haunted, but there's people everywhere.
I don't have a lot of memories. I was like super depressed on that trip. So even though my memory is usually good, I'm having trouble piecing together a large portion of it.
Oh. Well, I'm glad I'm here to fill in the blanks then.
Like, I don't remember the morning, but I do remember walking around the Venetian with you and all those other hotel casinos.
Right. We ended up going into, like, I think Link is the name of the one that's next to Harrah's. I can't remember, but...
I don't know. It was like walking through an entire city, but there was a roof over your head no matter what.
Yes, that's true. They had an entire, like, indoor gondola in the Venetian. It was very strange because you could tell they lit the place where... They tried to mimic natural lighting so you didn't feel like you ever needed to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But you were very aware of the fact that you were indoors, and it was kind of unsettling.
Yeah, I liked it.
I would totally go back. I'd love to go back to Las Vegas one day.
Let's go to Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas and have a bachelorette party, even though no one's getting married. But after Vegas, we then started to make our way to Los Angeles.
Yes, where nobody important lives.
No, not a single person that we know of any significance lives in Los Angeles.
I mean, yeah, we stayed with my cousin, but he's not a big deal or anything.
No, he has no bearing on anybody in YouTube or in any other part of life. He's just a person living his life.
Right, like he does not have 756,000 subscribers as of time of recording.
Yeah, that's nothing at all. Like, he doesn't have that, so it's not even a concern. But Los Angeles is weird because I remember being really sad in Los Angeles because I've only been the one time, but walking around Hollywood and Santa Monica, it's almost like you could feel the weight of everybody's dreams, like, that were broken moving to Los Angeles and trying to be an actor or a singer.
Wow.
Like, you could feel the superficiality of the city just ooze from the sidewalk, and I could just feel the resentment of every waitress and waiter that tried to make it big and then didn't and had to, like, accept something less. It was so overwhelming, and maybe I'm just a strangely empathetic bitch, but it was kind of, it really presses down on you.
We ate Korean food, right?
Yes, we did eat Korean food.
It was like a
that
Korean
was our second day
make
there.
your own bibimbap. It was nice.
Yep. That was really good.
Well, our first night there, we actually ate at like an Irish pub, and there was like a German man and his son in line in front of us. I remember that, but I don't remember leaving Las Vegas.
I remember leaving Las Vegas. I think I drove part of the time. All I remember about the stretch between Las Vegas and Los Angeles, I remember coming into Los Angeles. That's when we did the actual Madlibs that Connor did the cold open reading of.
Oh shit, was it?
Yeah, because we were starting to see the Hollywood Hills for the first time. Like,
Hollywood Hills. That's where we were doing Madlibs.
adjective, verb.
On that note.
Oh God, that's getting cut. That's stupid.
On that
note,
let me introduce you all to our roommate Zach.
Ho ho.
So Violet,
a good time.
Drop a beat.
Not
really. No, this is when you're going to throw in the copyright free music.
Oh, okay, good. I was going to say because I am not a beatboxer.
All right, Violet, drop the beat. Have you heard about the stupid dance craze? What?
I can't hold the beat. I dropped it.
Let's go.
Hate you. I'm leaving the call. I'm leaving the podcast.
Okay, bye.
We will return after this commercial break. Now back to the program. Have you heard about the stupid dance craze sweeping Kentucky? It's called the Zach. Slap on your beating shoes, turn up the speakers on your iRock, and let's master the moves that put this unsettling dance on the map. Number 1, put your hands on your kneecaps, stomp your tit, and strike a bright pose. Now take 27 white steps to the left, spin lustfully, then take 6 wonderful steps to the right. Throw your areola into the air and sway your rhinos from side to side. For the big finish, stick out your toe and wiggle it tactfully. Repeat all of these bootylicious steps until the song is over.
So, I don't know what a white step consists of, but I imagine you have to wear...
But you've got to find a way to make 27 of them.
You have to wear mom jeans while you do it.
Karen,
it's not a white step unless you're wearing mom jeans, Karen.
Ooh. I just popped my foot so good.
I heard that so clearly.
Wait, you heard my foot popping over the microphone?
Yeah.
So there's a non-zero chance it's going to make it into the podcast.
That's in the podcast. So, we stayed the night at your not popular in any way cousin's house. And...
Yes, and you got high on his backyard.
I was not sure whether or not to tell that part.
You got too high.
I had never smoked a bong in my life. That was my first time ever smoking a bong. And I was on his backyard. I was on his back porch with everybody. And I did not know how to pace myself because, again, didn't know how bongs hit you. And I hit it a couple times and then, I got too high. I was having a bad time. I was just trying to compose myself, but my eyes were bugging all over the place, and I don't know how to describe it, but Connor, you know the video game Danganronpa.
I love Danganronpa.
The court scene, the court trial scene they always have where, it jump cuts to everybody and they all get to say their own piece and it shows their words illuminated.
Yes.
That's how the conversation was in my head. Everybody was in a circle, and whoever was talking, it would do a zoom in on their face, and I would see their words.
Were we also stock still?
Yes.
Yes.
You were 100% still while you were talking. It was like a 2D image, but the words would be superimposed.
Was I anime?
You're the closest thing I've ever met to an anime in real life. So yeah.
No, you lie.
No, I dead ass.
I'm not even a good anime.
I didn't say you were a good anime. I just said you were an anime. Wow, that's going to be real fun to edit. Thank you for that.
Okay. You You can just take it out. Our audio streams
No.
are separate of each other.
No, I'm leaving it in so the audience
No?
knows that you're the one doing that shit. I have power, bitch. I choose what stays and what goes. So, did we do anything of significance in LA other than go to Santa Monica?
No. Going to Santa Monica and walking all the way to Venice Beach was probably it for us.
Oh my god. Oh, I just remembered something.
What?
Okay, Zach, our sweet dear Zachary, our lovely boy, our handsome man.
Our sweet, lovely boy.
He gets flustered by very weird things. So we were walking down the not boardwalk, but we were walking to Venice Beach, and we see a stand where people are selling clothes that are very beachwear appropriate. They're very light, very breezy.
Oh no.
And Connor and I see a pair of booty shorts that say, I think it's David's bitch and David's dinner. And David is the name of Zach's father, who is a very big dork, and I love him to death, but he is a very nerdy man. And
he's the love of my life.
Connor and I debated for about 10 minutes in front of Zach buying those shorts expressly with the intent of like taking salacious pictures and possibly sending them to Zach's dad.
Hey David, dinner's served.
Hey David, I'm just gonna warm up your dinner in the kitchen real quick.
Picture of me sitting on the open stove.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I lifted the cover a little too soon. I hope it's not too hot.
Oh my god. So let's make sure Zach doesn't actually hear about this episode.
No, Zach, never mind. You're not allowed to listen to this episode. Neither is anybody else. This episode's never going on air. Bye. So
and then it just ends right there. Stay tuned for part 2.
Play the
coming
outro
next
music.
week.
Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, so that was one thing of note we did in LA. After Los Angeles, we were then traveling to San Francisco to meet a friend from college.
Yes. Our friend from college. Sweet Anne.
Sweet Anne. And is that what we're calling her for this podcast? We're calling her Sweet Anne?
Her name is Sweet Anne.
Okay, her name is Sweet Anne. That's what we're going to call her for this. Anyway.
I don't think we'll ever bring her up again unless she re-enters our lives.
I would like her to re-enter our lives. I love Sweet Anne.
Alright, I'll send her a DM on Instagram with the link to this episode when it's published. With no context.
Perfect. Okay. Hi, Sweet Anne. I love you. Anyway. We go
you know
to
who you are, Sweet Anne.
You know who you are, Sweet Anne. But we go to San Francisco. San Francisco was a very weird time because, like we established earlier in this podcast, this was a time when I was very much like, I had not officially started transitioning, but I was very like, it was already determined in my mind that was the next step in my life. I don't want to call out my father, but I do feel like it's something of importance to note for me personally. Now, guys, do us a favor, be really cool and don't ever harass our parents or anything if we ever identify anything or they say something problematic and we bring it up on the podcast. But one of the first things that happened when we got in like San Francisco is I was exhausted. I was so tired. I had been driving most of the trip from Los Angeles to San Francisco particularly. And we stop at a Panera Bread near the airport. And I just called my parents and check in because they wanted to like know about the trip. And I was like, oh yeah, we just got to San Francisco. And my dad, I'll probably bleep this part, but he's like, San Francisco, isn't that where those live? Ha 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 ha. Like in a really like bro to bro kind of way. And I was just kind of like, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I know what you mean. So yeah, kind of, because I was just so blown back. And while that was, because that was a point where I was still having a lot of questions about what my next steps were in life, and they didn't know, I had not come out to them yet. I was just like, man, this is not a very promising start to this conversation. So, yep.
Well, the joke's on him because I'm the biggest there is.
Joke's on him. He's gay now, and he hasn't told my dad yet. My other dad.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Dad, if you're listening, you're not gay, to my knowledge.
I mean, nobody's that straight.
I mean, David didn't eat his dinner, but he did want a snack.
David is Zach's dad.
I know. I'm saying Zach's dad might not be straight.
If he was with you, he could still be straight. I'm a different story altogether.
Well, what if it's at the same time? Then he's half straight, and half rounded up means
Oh,
he's straight.
so I'm straight.
There's your loophole, kids.
Wait, bisexual isn't half and half. It's its own distinct
Yes.
sexuality. So what is half straight?
Yes.
Homo flexibility.
We're getting into a whole different debate that I wasn't prepared for.
Okay.
I'm pan, whatever. Anyway, so San Francisco. San Francisco was cold. It was really cloudy. It's also really fucking expensive.
It was so fucking cold in the middle of July, and it's very expensive, and lots of hills.
I bought a goddamn cardigan, and we stayed in a horrible hotel.
Yeah. And, like, Sweet Ann even told us, like, that is the rough part of town you're staying in, fellas. Violet.
Yeah, we knew, but that's all we could afford. Fellas and Violet.
We were very poor. Why were we doing this road trip?
I don't know.
I think I spent like $2,000, like conservative estimate. That's like a month of rent. I could have lived more comfortably for another month if I hadn't done this road trip. My Instagram wouldn't be as bomb, but...
I mean, but the memories are so worth it.
What memories? I told you I'm depressed and don't remember anything.
Well, that's why we're saving it here on the podcast for, like, perpetuity. Am I remembering that word correctly?
I don't know.
I don't know. The point is, it will live on. The memory will, through a podcast. But, so, San Francisco, it's cold, it's expensive, it's very strange. We literally walked Golden Gate Park, for over an hour. We walked the entire length of it. We went to Ghirardelli Square, which is the same people that make that chocolate that you always see at Barnes & Noble. We went to Pier 39.
Oh my god, that was so beautiful, actually.
It was beautiful.
Pier 39 had seals.
They had seals.
It's all coming back to me. Thank you, Violet.
You're welcome. I remember you and I...
You've restored my memories.
Yay! You now no longer suffer from transnesia. Okay. Oh god, that was awful. I remember you and I went into a gift shop on the pier while Zach was trying to find an ATM or the bathroom or something, and we just went and we looked at Beanie Babies, and we looked at their birthdays, and we were just commenting on what astrological signs the Beanie Babies were.
Yes, I remember that too. What was that area called?
It's Pier 39. It's is it the Wharf?
Oh, right. That was Pier 39. Yeah.
Yes.
And it was like a double level shopping center.
Right.
Right.
We also went into a place that had old vintage arcade games. It was the same place that wow, I am so embarrassed that I'm forgetting it. Is it Princess Diaries, the one with Anne Hathaway?
Diary of a Young Girl.
No, it's the movie with Anne Hathaway where she's the Princess of Genovia. And,
oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, we went into an old vintage arcade.
Okay, what happened?
Place.
No, you said Anne Hathaway, but it said it cut out the last name. The call dropped for a second and came back. So all I heard was Diary and Anne, and I thought you were asking for the name of Anne Frank's autobiography.
Oh my god! No.
Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl.
No.
Anne Frank.
No.
But you were talking about the Princess Diaries movie starring Anne Hathaway.
That's
Thank you, Facebook Messenger, for dropping the call and making this priceless
If
comedy.
it's not been established, I'm currently in Denver, Colorado while we record this, and Connor is in New York.
Manhattan.
Denver. We don't have fancy names.
Denver.
So yeah,
It's going down. I'm yelling Denver.
The hell you are.
You'd better move. No.
You better move. It's expensive as hell.
Not as expensive as Manhattan, is it?
It's not Manhattan level, but it's still pretty. It's still more than I can do right now.
Well, at least you're not living with a stranger.
That's true. I do live by myself, and I'm strange enough as it is. But yeah, so the point I was trying to make is we went into a place that had old-fashioned vintage arcade games, and in Princess Diaries, there's a scene where Anne Hathaway's character takes her grandmother and they do like an old boxing game machine. If I can find it, I'm going to put it on screen right now for those of you watching on YouTube. This is the scene I'm talking about. We went and we saw that and we played that game and a few others. But yeah, San Francisco is really low key. We also went to the beach at one point and just walked around, but because San Francisco is weird, it was too cold to actually get in the water.
Oh yeah, we did. And then we like called an Uber to pick us up from the side of the
Yeah, because we
road
were at the coast at that point.
with like no definite address.
Yeah, we had no idea where we were.
Yeah. And it took us to that like real Chinese or real Vietnamese
Right.
place.
I don't remember the name of that restaurant, but it was super good, and I still have pictures from that restaurant.
Yeah, it was good. Sweet Anne knows how to show us a good time.
Well, why do you think they call her Sweet Anne? It's because she's very sweet, and her name is Anne.
Yes, precisely.
Sweet Anne does sound like... It sounds like the name of, like... I don't want to say a prostitute, but it does sound like a... It sounds like a fake name or a stage name.
Yeah, it also like calls to mind this like image in my head of like a sweet country gal who's like meek and unassuming, but like the girl that we're calling Sweet Anne is like actually a total badass.
She really is. I love her.
So it's very strange.
Sweet Anne sounds like a girl who grew up in Louisiana who like says please and thank you and goes to church every Sunday, but she knows how to hit your prostate in a way that'll make you scream. Oh God.
I'm so glad we're doing a podcast so that now I can finally look back on the ways that you just like wage psychological warfare against me.
It's my only tool. It's the only thing I have going for me.
My mind is already so fragile.
Oh Lord. Sweet Anne. We're not saying that the real Sweet Anne knows how to do that, but for all I know she might. She's badass enough she may have learned. Anyway.
Oh no, she definitely does. You know she's game.
I really hope she's not listening to this.
If she hasn't already pegged a dude, she will soon.
Wait,
Sweet Anne, I offer you my hole for pegging.
Oh my God.
Maybe cut that out of the
that
podcast.
Has to stay in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I might want to text her tonight and be like, hey, don't ever listen to any podcast ever again, just to be safe.
I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna like text her and be like, hey, long time no talk. Funny story, I'm recording a podcast and you actually feature very prominently in episode 2.
Hey, so you ever pegged a man?
Oh,
You ever wanted to?
if you ever want to make the ride from where you currently are to where I currently am, my body is ready.
Oh God.
Assuming you're not with somebody.
Oh my God. This conversation's went off the rails. Any subscribers we did have, we just lost. Or we gained a few. I don't know. Maybe we're getting traction with the kink community. Who knows?
I mean, if I was listening to this, I would definitely love and adore and follow whomever I was listening to.
That's fair. I mean, I love and adore and follow you.
Thanks, Beeb.
Thanks, Beeb. So, San Francisco. That's pretty much all that happened. From San Francisco, we went to Portland. But on the way to Portland, we stopped at a restroom in, where was it, California, Connor?
Pollard something.
Pollard's Flat?
Oh my God. I'm looking for the picture of Halle Berry in the bathtub. Yeah, Pollard Flat.
So we go to a gas station in Pollard Flat, California. And again, having used the bathroom, I think I went in first because it scared the shit out of me. I opened the door to go into this restroom. It's a single occupancy restroom. And I almost fucking scream because someone has put a mannequin in a bathtub in a single person occupied restroom. And the mannequin is turned just so to where they are looking you dead in the fucking eyes when you walk in that door.
Yep.
Do we have a picture of that mannequin?
Yes.
Okay.
Remind me and I'll give it to you.
Send that to me. I will put it on screen. I'm sorry if you're listening on Spotify or any other platform, but the mannequin, I also will probably tweet it out too.
Yeah.
And that was astonishing. It was so scary. And yeah, so somebody got a real thrill. Whatever they were trying to do, you know, they set it up to scare people. And let me tell you, it worked. That was good that day.
It was a good day.
It was a good day. And then we had pizza in Portland at Lucky Pie. Not the one downtown, but the one on the east side of the river.
Indeed.
And that night we went to Seattle, and we had a couple of days in Seattle. And I can't think of anything substantial to talk about in Seattle at all.
Hello, Seattle.
I am a mountaineer in the hills and highlands.
We went up the Columbia Tower.
Columbia Tower?
Saw the skyline.
Yep.
In Seattle?
It was so gorgeous. Yes?
No, I have nothing else to say about it. Oh, we ate like spaghetti. I ate spaghetti.
That's right. I remember we went to like an Italian fusion bar thing, and they had good spaghetti. Man, I'm actually kind of bummed Seattle we didn't do more because, I remember one thing. We went to Pike's Place Market, and you took a picture with a pig.
Oh my god, we got to put up the picture of the pig.
Put up the picture of Connor and the pig. It was cute.
Yay.
And you forced me to go on the Ferris wheel at the waterfront.
Did I?
Yes,
Or
you
did
and
Zach
Zach twisted my fucking arm because it was both of you.
Oh, wow.
I was so terrified because I am a bitch when it comes to heights. And you forced me to get on the Ferris wheel, and that was the first Ferris wheel I'd ever ridden in my entire life. The first one.
Do you remember when we waited in line for a good 15 minutes to take the SkyTram from Manhattan to Roosevelt Island?
Yeah.
And then once we're already in the air, you're just like, oh wait, I just remembered. I have a crippling fear of heights.
I do remember because I was about to cry.
And I'm like, excuse me? How did that not come up while we waited in line?
I don't know. I was being a dumb bitch. But
Lord.
I just remember all of a sudden being like, whoa, this is actually not cool. But then it started moving, and I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if it's cool anymore. And I just remember locking onto the side of the thing, and I was in tears. I was about to start fucking crying.
Rest in peace.
Rip.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wonk. Seattle was great. I love Seattle. It's always a good time. I've been twice or 2 or 3 times now, and frankly, if I ever did move cities, it's definitely toward the top of the list.
Really?
Yeah.
Seattle.
And after that, we drove from Seattle back to Denver and concluded our trip. Really, yeah. Seattle is one of my top 5s in terms of if I ever moved.
I like that.
I like that too.
I don't know.
Are you still singing Elsie?
Yes. I'm also sending you pictures from our trip.
I just got the notification ding.
Ding.
Ding. And I will make sure to put those in after we record. So, I'm actually not sure, but we're probably comfortably... Oh, wow, I'm seeing the picture of the mannequin again, and it's actually freaky. And it's wearing Beetlejuice pants. But, God, it's scarier than I remember. So I think we actually have a comfortable length for the episode today. I mean, obviously we try to keep it toward half an hour, but this we needed to do in one big chunk. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And do you want to call it there, Connor?
Yeah.
In that case,
loves and kisses, everybody.
Hugs, kisses. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and
follow us on social
subscribe.
media.
Click the bell for notifications.
Yep, we hate to be those people already, but hey, we're new. We're trying to start out. We really want to make this work, and we really would love your support.
I need you
we
to
will
help
have
me
our
make
social media
rent.
links in the description.
Yes.
I need you to join us for the ride, because even if we can't make rent, I will keep recording from the underpass going between University and I-26. No.
I live in a dumpster behind the local library.
Is it I-25 or 26 that goes through Denver? I'm forgetting.
25. 26 goes by my house in South Carolina.
In that case, I-25. But yeah, so join us. We're going to have a good time. I hope you enjoyed, and we will be back with another episode next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Toodaloo.
Bye, Bet.
Stay safe, y'all. Sweet Anne, I offer you my whole